Day 28 of the World Cup brings us a new round because we are down to the last eight, the quarterfinal section, where every game at this point promises to be a cracker. First off, it's an exciting fixture between France versus Morocco. This is actually a very, very good one because this fixture marks a repeat of the 2022 World Cup semi-final. And first off, Victor, the big question here is that are France actually overwhelming favorites like people and the bookmakers are suggesting, or should they be wary of a Morocco side?
It sounds like overwhelming favorites when you've got around 155, 160. But interestingly, the odds for a draw have been dropping quite a bit in the last 24 hours. And it's exactly what I'm expecting to see tonight. So, first off, it needs to be said Morocco are in a spot of bother with player availability. They have Aguerd and Ezalzouli out. Saibari is a doubt, so it's not looking good for them. I think France should be able to go through without too much drama, still not like Argentina levels of drama, but Morocco have been impressive, and I think they will show up and give France a proper game. For themselves, France, with the exception of the Paraguay game, they've scored at least three in every game at the World Cup. But I think Morocco will provide them some stern opposition for sure.
Interesting. And Mark, speaking about Morocco themselves, what do you think is your best possible approach to maybe stage an unlikely upset?
I mean, we all saw that game against Paraguay where actually France had some problems in scoring. They only needed the penalty to score. And I feel like if Paraguay had better players in attack and they maybe tried better, they could have actually scored as well. Because, I mean, for example, Morocco, they could also be quite solid in defense, but they also have quality in attack, so they can try to run on counter attacks well. For example, Paraguay and Cisse was the only guy who's running. I mean, in 60th minute, he get the pass, he ran into the corner, and nobody in attack. I feel like Morocco is not going to play that way, so I mean, I actually can see an upset here in at least overtime. But yeah, I mean, with all that quality in France squad, it's gonna be pretty tough for Morocco. But I mean, we also what Morocco capable of doing, so it's not gonna be an easy game for sure.
I already can see it happening. One of us takes the other one's prediction.
Yeah, right. And then Victor, back to France. Just like you mentioned, they relied on their superstar attack, scoring at least three goals in every World Cup game, with the exception of the Paraguay match. However, do you think they will have to rely on their defensive duties as well against Morocco?
I mean, even if they do, it's not the end of the world. It's a good backline. It's not like they are a Ferrari from midfield up and an absolute Trabant in defense. And especially if Saibari misses out, I think the defense will be relatively comfortable. But look at it this way: France are good enough that even if the defense lets in three goals, they're good enough to get into pissing contests with teams and outscore them. I don't think it will be the case here that they concede three times, but all I'm saying is that they are actually well equipped enough, even if they decide to not take their opponent seriously.
Hmm. Interesting. And speaking about Morocco and a potential upset, Max, how big of an upset would it be if Morocco were to knock out France? And how would it impact who the tournament favorites could be?
I mean, it's obviously going to be a huge upset if France is not making even semis. While currently they're priced at like 2.5 to win the whole tournament, even though it's only quarterfinals now. And if they're going out, I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting to watch moving forward because now obviously France is the main contender for the title. But if they're out, I mean, Spain, England, Argentina, maybe even Norway at some points. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to watch, and maybe even Belgium, but we're gonna talk about it later. But yeah, if France is out, it's gonna be actually anybody's title to win.
Exactly, anybody's title to win. And anyways, Victor, your bold predictions for this game.
No winner in 90 minutes, but also no penalties. And I can see a red card happening here.
Hmm. Lots of bold predictions. Max, yours?
I'd say France under 1.5 goals.
Interesting take. One thing I can get from both of you is that this game is not going to be as straightforward as it has been for France in their other fixtures, and they're going to have to like work hard for their victory if they are going to get it. Anyways, on a final note, Victor, your score predictions for this game.
I agree with Max with France under 1.5, and I'm going 1-1 for 90 minutes. France win it in extra time, but perhaps even by two goals. I can kind of see Morocco collapsing in extra time.
Mark, yours?
It's pretty much what I was going to say, but then I'll go 0-0 in regular time, and then France winning an extra 1-0.
I don't mean to be that guy, but the chances of this game being goalless, I think it's very slim. Yeah, but anyways, you never know what to get with sites like this. The World Cup is already at the quarterfinal stage. The stakes are high at this point. Anything can happen, in my opinion. I think this game is a 50-50 fixture. Just like you both said, I think this game can either go anyway. Both of these sides can actually win, and it's going to be interesting to see how it ends. But as usual, we'll be here to bring out the best talking points after they happen.